What's up guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a tier list for all the Apex Legends heroes. Apex has been out for a while now and we already have an idea of who the best characters are. Now the style of this list is going to start from the worst character to the best character. Now just because the character's at the bottom doesn't mean he's bad, it just means he's not as good as the other legends. Also of course this is just my opinion, so keep that in mind. Now let's start off at the bottom of the list, which is Mirage. Now the reason Mirage is at the very bottom is because it's very hard to make his abilities useful. They just kind of lack something. Now his tactical ability is pretty good, it can actually trick even the best players, but it just doesn't give you enough to make the character viable compared to the other legends. And to be honest, his ult is kind of useless. The invisibility is not too good, so people can see you pretty easily, and you can't really attack while you're invisible, so it's kind of just a getaway tool, but even then, it's not really good at that. Now in my opinion, Mirage does need a buff. They need to do something with his ult. There is a trick you can do where you can actually make his ult Mirage's run, but even then, it's still not too good. Anyways guys, now we're moving to the number 8 spot, which is Caustic. Now I feel bad because I love Caustic. He is such a cool character. His voice lines are cool, his animations are cool, he's just a cool character overall. But sadly his abilities just don't give him enough power compared to the other legends. But after the recent buff, Caustic actually does more damage with the smoke. And I'm sure you all know that he's actually really good in some areas of the map. So even though I put Caustic here close to the bottom, he can actually be a coin flip, and if you're in a close tight area like Bunker for example, he can actually become one of the best characters in the game. But of course this comes down to player IQ, so it depends how smart you are with his traps. If you're good at blocking doors and blocking out pathways for enemies to go through, then you can actually be really effective and you can be a really good Caustic. Like I said before, just because I put him at the bottom doesn't mean he's bad. He's just not as good compared to other characters. And to be honest, he's one of my favorite characters to play. He's pretty fun and I love using traps on people and smoking people out because it's honestly really satisfying when you do pull it off correctly. Now after the recent buff, he actually can take more damage now, and he is a big character so he will eat more shots compared to other smaller hitboxes. So this new Fortify ability allows him to take 10% more damage, which is really useful. It's not going to be game changing, but it does make him a better character overall. Okay guys, now we're going to go to the number 7 spot, which is Gibraltar. Now just like Caustic, Gibraltar is huge, but he did get the Fortify buff as well. He does take 10% more damage, so that does make it a little bit better. But even then, when you're Gibraltar, you can't expect to evade a lot of shots since your hitbox is just massive. Unlike some of the other legends that I mentioned already, Gibraltar actually has very useful abilities. His Dome Shield, for example, can actually save your team if you're low on health and give you the chance to heal. It can also give you a free revive in certain areas if the enemy team isn't too close to you. Now even with this being said, I actually know some pretty good Gibraltar players that can actually make the character really good. So even though he has a huge hitbox, he can manage his abilities in a way that'll really benefit the team. So if you do want to play Gibraltar, you can actually do this, and you never know, he might get buffed more in the future for all we know. Also, Gibraltar's ult will destroy a team if you place it correctly. It lands so fast that sometimes you don't even have a chance to react to it and it just starts nailing you. Once you're hit by a bomb from Gibraltar's ult, it'll actually slow you down, which higher the chances of you getting hit by another one, which makes this very deadly. Okay guys, now we're going to move to the number 6 spot, which is BloodHound. Now BloodHound is sick because he can actually choose what fights he takes. Since you can kind of track people, you know when people are close and you can decide if you want to fight them or not. Now of course this is a big advantage in a battle royale because you don't always have the supplies to fight people. The reason BloodHound is this low is because his abilities can actually mess with him if you don't use them correctly. It can actually hurt your team in the long run. Let's take his tactical ability for example. If you use that in an unsecure location, the enemy will see the orange outline and will know you're around. Now this could be bad news for your team since the enemy team will have a chance to turn around and prepare for you to arrive. His ult also has a big effect on him. I'm sure many of you have noticed whenever you do use his ult, even though you can see people through smoke and all that and it's really cool, it does increase your FOV, which could mess with your sensitivity. And to add to that, it can even decrease your FPS in certain areas. Okay, now we're going to move into the number 5 spot, which is Wraith. Now I know Wraith is probably the most popular character, especially with the really good people on YouTube and Twitch. But to be honest, I don't think her abilities are that good. Even though her tactical ability can get you out of trouble, people can easily chase you and kill you if they're aware. A big pro to her, however, is her small hitbox. She's probably the smallest character in the game, so she's incredibly difficult to hit. That means that if you have really good movement, you can make it extremely annoying for the enemy team to kill you and you can stay alive almost forever. Now her ult is actually not that good, and I think that it might need something else. Even though I don't think it's going to get buffed because she's already a pretty good character, I think that it's only a small convenience rather than a major ult. And while it can get you out of trouble from time to time, usually it's not the safest thing to use and you're pretty much vulnerable while you set it up. So in my opinion, it's not really that good. Okay guys, now to the number 4 spot, which is Bangalore. Now Bangalore has been one of the best characters ever since Apex started. And to be honest, she's probably going to stay like that for a very long time. She's the only person that had access to smokes, which are extremely convenient and can help your team out in a big way if you use them correctly. Now the versatility of her smoke is probably what puts her so high on the list. You can use it to escape, you can use it to revive, and you can even engage with it. If you have a legendary hollow or a BloodHound that's ulting, you can see people through the smoke, and this will make it extremely easy for you to take them out. Now the rest of her kit makes this even better. Her ult, even though it does not do a lot of damage like Gibraltar's, it's still going to have major area control on the map. People are going to want to get out of that area because the main part is not damage. The fact is that if those bombs blow up on you, they're going to slow you down, and that puts you at a huge disadvantage, especially if you're in the open. Her passive ability, which is the speed, is so good because the hitbox for that is huge. Even though people are missing you by a good margin, you're still going to get the speed boost, and this gives you about 30% speed, so this comes in handy, and you're pretty much going to be whizzing throughout the entire fight the entire time. I consider her a very simple yet effective character, and this is probably the character you want to learn when you first start playing Apex. Now moving on to number 3, we have the new character Octane. Now Octane is an incredible character because if you learn how to use his stim and his ultimate ability properly, you can be everywhere almost instantly, and it's crazy how much you can run around and shoot people, and it's really hard for them to catch up to you. Now let's start with his stim. His stim is good in all situations. Early game it's good to get weapons and armor faster, mid game to also loot or to get kills, and late game because you can get yourself in positions extremely quickly without the enemy team finding out. And it's crazy because the ability cannot kill you, so even if you're at one health and you're surrounded, you still have that small chance that you might be able to get away or make a play with this speed boost. Now his healing also makes this extremely effective. He can stim himself into a fight and not worry about his health, since it'll probably be back up in a few seconds. But probably the most important thing in his kit is his ult, which is an extremely good way of getting a better position for your team. Using Octane's ult to get height advantage on a team with your entire team can use it, is gonna win you so many fights that you don't even know if you haven't tried it. It's insane. Just using it just to get on top of a building while you're fighting an enemy team, they won't even know where you go sometimes if they don't hear it. It's just such a good tool, and it's probably one of the best ults in the game just because of how useful it comes in. And also the cooldown is very low. Now moving on to the runner-up spot, it's going to be Pathfinder. Now Pathfinder is just insane because of his mobility. His tactical ability is not a press a button and do something. It lets you control how creative you can be with it. You can do so many things with it. You can flank, you can get a better position, you can run away. It's pretty much up to you what you can come up with and how your imagination can make use of this character. Now his ultimate is probably one of the best in the game because it'll put you in the best spots you can ever be. There's probably no way to get on certain areas without Pathfinder, and if you want to win, strictly win, not going for kills and stuff, this is the character that you need to win because it'll put you in the best position to win the game. It's insane. If you want to get on top of the bone, you get on top of the bone. If you want to get on top of the mountain, you get on top of the mountain. If you want to escape, you can just zoom yourself far away if that's what you want, and it's insane. It has so much utility, and the cooldown is honestly not that long. Now we get to number 1, and of course this is Lifeline. Now Lifeline is nuts because there are so many things about her that are so good that it would be foolish to pick anybody else in the top spot instead of her. To start off, she can heal herself and she can heal others. This means that if you're Lifeline, you almost never have to carry medkits or syringes because you can always heal yourself. And when you're in a tight spot with your team, if you guys are pinched, you can heal everybody at the same time. That's incredible, and that makes you guys way more efficient. Now to add to this, her ult gives her some of the best things in the game, some of the best loot. You can get some really good armor, you can get some really good attachments, and to be honest, you don't have to wait that long for it. Once you call the drop, it comes in almost instantly, and you get access to all this good shit. It's crazy. She's super good, and she just benefits her team so much. But her fast healing and her revive shield is what put her over the top. And to be honest, she has two or three passives even. It's just crazy. She has so much shit to her. If she can revive with that shield for free, you can win so many team battles because they just can't stop you. Also, whenever you're in a tight situation and you're running away and say you're trying to block a door while you heal, you're going to heal so much faster than the rest of the legends that, sometimes they just don't have enough time to get you before you're back to full health. And even though she is going to get a slight nerf in the near future, I think she's still going to be the best character. And it's kind of strange because most of the good characters are all movement based and she's not. But like I said before, she has so many abilities that are just going to benefit the team, and you're pretty much throwing if you don't have a lifeline on your team. You should always have a lifeline on your team. But yeah, guys, that's my guide. That's my tier list for Apex Legends. I hope you all enjoy it. And like I said, this was an opinion, so if y'all don't agree, that's fine. Make sure to leave it down below in the comments if you have a different opinion, or if you want to move some people around. I know the bottom of the list is kind of like, like you can kind of move Mirage and Caustic and maybe even Gibraltar, you know, that's debatable. So yeah, guys, hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a comment down below if you want me to cover a certain topic. Also, be sure to hit that sub button if you haven't already, and drop a like so you won't miss any of my future videos. Also, I'm gonna be mixing up my videos on different stuff. You know, I'm gonna be posting just pretty much what I have fun playing, because I do love Apex, but also I get kind of burnt out on it after a while since I do play it a lot. But yeah, let me know if y'all enjoy it. I know my CSGO video and my Siege video were really liked by a lot of you guys, so I'm glad, you know, you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, like let me know if you guys like the funny videos, or if you guys like, you know, these kind of videos, like, or just gameplay videos. Just let me know in the comments down below, and you know, I'll try to give you guys what you want. But yeah, guys, that's about it. I will see y'all in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.